Two Stanford PhD students walk into a garage in 1998. Sounds like the start of a joke, right? But Larry Page and Sergey Brin weren't laughing. They were about to change how the entire world finds information. Today, Google processes over 8 billion searches every single day. That's more than the entire population of Earth searching for something every 24 hours. But how did a simple research project called Backrub become the most powerful company on the planet? Let me take you back to 1996. The internet was like a massive library with no filing system. You'd type something into AltaVista or Yahoo and you'd get thousands of random results. Finding what you actually needed was like looking for a needle in a haystack. Larry Page, a computer science student at Stanford, was frustrated with this chaos. He had a crazy idea. What if we could rank web pages the same way academic papers are ranked, by counting how many other credible sources link to them? This wasn't just another search engine idea. Page realized something profound. When a respected website links to another page, it's like giving that page a vote of confidence. The more quality votes a page gets, the more trustworthy it becomes. He called this revolutionary concept PageRank, and it would become the foundation of Google's empire. But Page couldn't do it alone. Enter Sergey Brin, a brilliant mathematician who was supposed to show Page around Stanford. They disagreed on almost everything during their first meeting, yet somehow this clash of minds sparked something extraordinary. Brin brought the data mining expertise that could turn Page's algorithm into a reality. Together, they built Backrub, processing nearly half of Stanford's entire network bandwidth. By August 1998, their search engine was so good that Andy Becht Holzman, the co-founder of Sun Microsystems, wrote them a check for $100,000 on the spot. There was just one problem. The check was made out to Google Incorporated, but the company didn't exist yet. They had to rush to incorporate just to cash the check. And that's how Google was officially born on September 4th, 1998 in Susan Wojcicki's garage in Menlo Park. Now, let me share the 7 key business strategies that transformed Google from a garage startup to a trillion-dollar giant. These aren't just random success factors. They are the building blocks of one of the most remarkable business stories ever told. The first strategy was algorithmic superiority. While competitors were stuffing keywords and gaming the system, Google focused on mathematical precision. PageRank didn't just count links, it weighted them based on the authority of the linking site. A link from BBC carried more weight than a link from someone's personal blog. This created a self-improving system where quality content naturally rose to the top. The algorithm was so effective that Google's search results were 47% more relevant than competitors like AltaVista and Yahoo during those early years. The second strategy was infrastructure innovation. Page and Brin didn't just build better software, they reimagined hardware. They created custom servers using cheap commodity parts instead of expensive enterprise equipment. Their first server was literally built with Lego blocks. This wasn't just quirky engineering, it was brilliant economics. While competitors spent millions on traditional servers, Google built massive computing power at a fraction of the cost. This infrastructure advantage allowed them to process more data faster and cheaper than anyone else.
The third strategy was user experience obsession. Google's homepage was revolutionary in its simplicity. While Yahoo's homepage was cluttered with news, weather, and advertisements, Google showed just a search box and 2 buttons. This wasn't minimalism for the sake of design, it was strategic focus. Users could find what they needed in milliseconds, not minutes. The clean interface loaded faster, worked better, and made searching feel effortless. Sometimes the most powerful innovation is knowing what to leave out. The fourth strategy was data-driven decision-making. Every click, every search, every user interaction became valuable data. Google didn't just collect this information, they used it to continuously improve their algorithm. If users clicked on the third result instead of the first, Google learned something about relevance. This created a feedback loop where the search engine got smarter with every query. Competitors were making decisions based on intuition. Google was making decisions based on billions of data points. The fifth strategy was talent acquisition and culture. Google didn't just hire smart people. They created an environment where brilliant minds could do their best work. The famous 20% time policy allowed engineers to spend one day a week on personal projects. This wasn't just a nice perk, it was strategic innovation. Gmail, Google News, and AdSense all started as 20% time projects. By giving employees freedom to explore, Google turned their entire workforce into an innovation engine. The sixth strategy was platform thinking. Google didn't just want to be a search engine, they wanted to organize all the world's information. This vision led to Gmail with massive storage, Google Maps with satellite imagery, YouTube for videos, and Android for mobile. Each product collected different types of data and created new touchpoints with users. The more Google products you used, the more valuable the entire ecosystem became. This platform approach created switching costs that kept users logged into Google's world. The seventh and perhaps most crucial strategy was advertising innovation. Google didn't invent online advertising, they perfected it. AdWords launched in 2000, allowing businesses to bid on keywords and pay only when users clicked their ads. This was revolutionary because it aligned Google's interests with their advertisers. Google only made money when ads were relevant enough for users to click. This created a virtuous cycle where better ads meant happier users, which meant more searches, which meant more revenue. But here's what made Google truly unstoppable. These 7 strategies weren't independent tactics, they were interconnected systems. Better algorithms attracted more users generated more data improved the algorithm, better algorithms attracted more advertising revenue funded better infrastructure supported more innovation. This wasn't just business strategy, it was business architecture. The results speak for themselves. Google went public in 2004 at $85 per share. Today, Alphabet, Google's parent company, is worth over $1.7 trillion. That's more than the GDP of most countries. Google processes over 91% of all internet searches worldwide. Their advertising revenue alone exceeds the total revenue of most Fortune 500 companies.
But Google's impact goes far beyond financial success. They've democratized access to information in ways that seemed impossible just 30 years ago. A farmer in rural India can access the same information as a professor at Harvard. A small business in Nigeria can reach customers worldwide through Google Ads. Students everywhere can learn anything through YouTube. This isn't just business success, it's human progress. The Google story teaches us that the biggest opportunities often hide in plain sight. Everyone knew search was broken in the late 90s, but only Page and Brin had the vision to see that the solution was not better keyword matching, it was understanding the web's link structure. They didn't just solve a technical problem, they solved a human problem. They made finding information as easy as asking a question. As we look toward the future, Google continues to evolve. They're leading in artificial intelligence with products like Bard and Gemini. They're pushing the boundaries of quantum computing. They're exploring everything from self-driving cars to life extension research. The company that started with organizing web pages now wants to organize all human knowledge. So what can we learn from Google's extraordinary journey? First, that the best solutions often come from combining different disciplines. Page's computer science background merged with Brin's mathematical expertise created something neither could have built alone. Second, that focusing on user experience above everything else creates sustainable competitive advantages. Third, that building systems and platforms is more powerful than building individual products. But perhaps the most important lesson is this. When you solve a real problem for billions of people, success becomes inevitable. Google didn't succeed because they had the best technology, though they did. They didn't succeed because they had the most funding, though they raised plenty. They succeeded because they made the internet useful for everyone. The next time you search for something online, remember that you're using a tool that started with 2 students who disagreed about everything but shared one vision, making the world's information universally accessible. That vision changed everything. And who knows, maybe your next big idea is just one search away. From a garage in Menlo Park to the most valuable company on earth, Google proved that with the right algorithm, the right team, and the right vision, you can literally organize the world.